Hi everybody. Gosh, I was at the dentist today. A lot of pain, but I'm still doing this video because there are people in indescribably more pain. The attacks in Paris have shocked all of us and have shocked the world. The barbarity, the monstrosity of Isis, the inhumanity, the lack of heart, the evil incarnate which they represent, and the scourge that it represents to free people and freedom-loving people the world over. All of this has been much commented on, and all we can do is lament and mourn the terrible loss of life. But when I look at President Obama saying today that Republican leaders ought to be ashamed about questioning Syrian migrants, there's a need to respond. I'm a Jew. I know what it was like for my people to be turned away at the shores of the United States while they faced Hitler. The St. Louis, other ships, they weren't granted sanctuary in the United States, and these people went back to the gas chambers. We can never forget the United States as a sanctuary for the oppressed and the persecuted. But President Obama has to acknowledge that the migrant issue from Syria, he's got to kind of own a lot of this. For years, we've been begging you, Mr. President, do something about Syria. Impose a no-fly zone so Assad can't use his air force to drop canisters of poison gas or to blow up innocent Arabs. Help moderate rebels oppose the tyranny of the brutal Assad regime. 200,000 innocent Arab men, women, and children have been murdered. You've been largely silent on a lot of this, Mr. President. You haven't done a lot. Even when you promised that if Assad used poison gas against his own population, that would be a red line, that would be punished. Even then, you did absolutely nothing. Nothing. You allowed Arab children to die from poison gas. So everyone needs to leave Syria now because of the mess. But that's not what anyone wants, including, I'm sure, the migrants themselves. People don't want to be displaced from their homes. They don't want to be forced out of a country that's become a war zone. We have to confront evil. That's what this has always been about. Whether it's ISIS, which is one form of evil, or whether it's Assad, another form of evil, and I recognize that they're fighting each other, but it makes no difference. Evil has to be confronted while it brutalizes the innocent, while it takes innocent life. If not, you get a country like Syria, which not only brutalizes and oppresses its own people, but exports its deadly attacks to the rest of the world. So please, Mr. President, be a little bit more honest. Don't just say that Republicans, and this is not a partisan issue on my part, don't just say Republicans ought to be ashamed. Maybe you need to do a little bit of stock taking, Mr. President, and ask yourself why you've allowed the situation in Syria to get so bad. You know, the other day, and in conclusion, a journalist called me and said to me that Donald Trump, I believe, had said that Obama hates Israel, and they asked me if I agreed. I said, let's not be ridiculous. Anyone who says that the President of the United States hates Israel is guilty of character assassination. People who've called President Obama an anti-Semite, that's character assassination. It's preposterous and it's wrong to even say anything like that. But what is true is that I don't think President Obama hates evil. That's the big problem. He's never really hated evil. For some reason, it doesn't make his stomach turn where he's forced to take action, like when Assad gassed Arab children. He'll do deals with Iran, even while they call for the genocide of the Jewish people, in the belief that somehow they're going to moderate, and they're going to get better, and they're going to slowly join the civilized world. We've seen where all of those beliefs have led. Since the penning of the Iran deal, Iran has just killed more people, stepped up their capital punishment. They have imprisoned innocent Americans. They continue to torture and brutalize their people more than ever before. They've illegally tested ballistic missiles that violate United Nations Security Council resolutions, etc., etc. They're just going to get worse. Because the best way to ensure the growth of evil is to ignore it. ISIS is not contained, not at all. This is a terrible scourge, and we better all join together to fight this scourge and any other evil entity that arises to destroy innocent life.